everybody. It's Janice from Welcome to Shavalot. Thank you for joining me today. I was a little late today, I'm sorry, and Facebook does not allow you to be 10 minutes late. So at 2:09, I went live, even though I didn't have my camera completely set up. But the reason why I was late is because I was working on the Boho Buddha. Basically, we did a lot last night, and basically what I just was doing was cleaning up some of the areas that, some of the paint got into the gold or vice versa. So I just like went around with the three colors, the gold, the pink, the two blues, the four colors, just to clean up the lines. And I also added some color to the black that I used. So where I thought the black was too black, I just went in and did a little bit of, I used a teeny weeny brush, like this little teeny brush, and I just went in and dry brushed some color over the black where I thought it was too dark. But that's one of the reasons why I decided that I will wax this Buddha. And one of the things that the waxing does is tone down some of the colors too, because I'm going to be using white wax. So because I was late and I had to turn on, I got to go get my waxes. So I apologize. I will be 2 minutes. Let me go get my waxes. Let me know who's on, and I'll be right back. Sorry about that. That's a big no-no. So I have all of my DIY waxes. I've got the dark wax, which I am going to use because I'm always a little nervous to use it, but every time I do, I really like it. I have my clear wax, and I have my white wax. And I've got my brushes. I have a separate brush dedicated to each wax color. And what I do is I write on it with my Sharpie clear wax. So my clear wax brush. These are DIY wax brushes. And so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to bring you close, and I'm going to clear wax his face first. And the reason why I'm clear waxing his face is because the paint is completely dry on his face, because I just did those touch-ups a minute ago, and I don't want to mess up those touch-ups. So here's the clear wax. You just put a little on your brush, and you're going to notice that once I start waxing, the color of this DIY paint is going to deepen. And that is because what's happening is the clay in the wax will get wet and it will deepen. And I always get nervous when I do this. So what I'm going to do is just my first time. I mean, after I'll get in my groove and I won't be nervous anymore. But all right, so we're just going, I'll do the hands first. Let's do the hands. So see how dark his hand got? Wait a minute, where is it? Right over here. So watch when I do this. See how it darkened up his hand? And this is hand still light. Now you're gonna see this one darken up. I still have enough. We used very little. See, I had enough. I didn't need to dip it again. Do you see that? How it's darkening? And the reason why I decided I needed to do this is the waxes just give it a whole nother dimension. I am going to say hi. Hi. I don't know what's happening. Okay. Oh, I did it. Okay. So, hi. You want to come on? You want to come on my Facebook Live with me? Yeah. I'm on 2 Facebook pages and YouTube. I am. Hello, everybody. Yeah, this little guy here, no, not you. I'm sorry. I didn't mean little guy. I was talking about my Buddha. Where's the Mike? Where are you? There he is. Mike is my neighbor. That is Mike Bryce. He's hanging with the Buddha babies, and he is a very famous Rhode Island artist. He's a very talented Rhode Island artist. Oh God, yes. He makes his people very happy when they purchase his art. I see them all the time with their art, and they're skipping down the hallways with big smiles on their face. Nice. What happened to April 1st? Oh, see, all that was April Fool's. I didn't know that. I didn't read any of it.
Well, I'm going to check them out and get to work.
Okay. All right. Very good. Okay. Sure. Anytime. Bye, Mike. Have a good day. All right, guys. So this is Hope Artist Village. I love it here. It is fun to be hanging out with other artists and all different kinds of art. Everything is different. Everyone is different, and I just like it. I just like it here. I hope it works out. All right, let's do the face. All right, I'm just gonna do it. You're just gonna do it. Oh my God, see what happens? Did you see that? Wait, look, I just whacked. Ooh, but that's okay. There's no reason to be alarmed because, like I always am, because that as it dries, as the wax gets absorbed into the clay, it will not. The color will come back. It won't be as dark. It will be a little bit deeper than it was before I put the wax, but it won't be that deep. So by the end of this live, you'll see that that the wax will be absorbed and it won't be as dark. But it is a little bit of a cycle. We call it the wax freak out factor. And I get it every single time I use it, even though I know it's going to be fine. But it just adds more dimension. It just adds more dimension. Also protection. That's why we wax too, is to protect the clay from the elements. So if this gets wet, it won't reactivate anymore. This will be the last time the clay is reactivated. If I didn't put the wax on, every single time it got wet, it would get bright like this. It would absorb the moisture. So this, with the wax, it will not absorb the moisture. So I'm just going to focus on where I am so I don't miss a spot. I'm going to do full head. And it's kind of good that it darkens because then you get to know, you can see what parts you have already waxed so you don't waste any wax and re-wax. So I'm pressing kind of hard because There's a lot of crevices in here, and I want my brush to get in there. Okay, so the head is done. And the reason why I'm doing the clear wax in addition to what I've already said is because I want to use other colors of waxes. So if I put on dark wax and I put the dark wax on a little too heavy, the dark wax won't get absorbed into the clay because it's got this barrier of the clear wax. So I can wipe it off easily if I put a little bit too much on, which gives me a little bit of comfort because that's one thing I definitely do sparingly. Definitely that's when you want to put on a little bit and then see how it looks and then add more. But if you do add more, you can wipe it away. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put white wax over the dark wax. So let's see how that's all going to come out. So this is day 2 of my 30-day live. I'm on last night I was on at 6 o'clock. Tonight I am on, today I'm at 2 p.m. because I want to catch roughly different times of the day. You can really see how it's so much darker now, but like I said, it'll all get absorbed. Kind of excited to see how it's gonna look with the waxes. And to be honest, and it also gives a little sheen. Not a shine. We do have other waxes that give like other patinas to give it a shine, but the wax is not a shine. It's a little bit of a sheen, especially when you buff it. Actually, to be honest, I'm loving everything about this Buddha. I'm even loving the fact that with the variation of color that wax is giving. So, whatever happens, I know it's gonna. I'm really happy with it because in this shabby world, nothing is supposed to be perfect. Otherwise, I would not be doing this if it was supposed to be perfect. So I painted this Buddha. This is what the Buddha looked like before. You guys haven't seen any of my other lives. This is what the Buddha looked like before. It was dark gray. And that's how it looked in the store when I purchased it. And I purchased 3 of them because I want to paint them. Some people would like it just like that, I'm sure. But I needed to paint them. I thought they were perfect canvas for me. And DIY paint is a perfect paint to use for something like this because it adheres to everything easily. I think I only did 1 coat of this, of these, the Kissing Booth and the old 57. I only did 1 coat. And it covered very nicely. All right, so we're just going to go around this right here, and then I'll be done with the clear wax. I've already done that. I'm not going to wax this bottom gold piece because that's not DIY paint. I used Rust-Oleum, a metallic for that. I used Golden Ticket for the hair and the gold around his rose, but for the base, I used because it needed a lot of paint, and it was fine to just use a different brand, different kind of paint. Okay. So I think it's all waxed. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to be right back. I got to get a towel. And I'm going to buff in the wax. So I'm basically just wiping off any excess wax. Basically buffing off any excess wax. And then by doing this also, it's a light buff. So you can see how it's giving it a little bit of a shine, kind of buffs to a really nice shine. And then tomorrow, when all the clay has been absorbed, I'm going to buff it with an actual buffer, and that will bring out the shine as well. So, but right now I'm just wiping off any excess, buffing it a little bit. Okay. Really liking this Buddha. All right, now, so you'll see how dark it is right there from the wax? That was because it was the first thing I had just put on. I probably had a lot of wax on my brush, but I don't know how it looks on the camera. It looks darker. Like when I'm looking at it in real life, I actually like it. I actually don't mind that. I actually don't mind it at all. And so, and buff it some more so it's a nice shine. It's not removing any paint. It just deepens the color and seals the clay in so the clay doesn't get reactivated. So better and better every day, you guys. This is my fourth live with this Buddha, which means about about a little less than 4 hours. Probably took me maybe a total of 3 hours or 3.5 hours to do this Buddha, but because I'm doing it over days, it seems longer. It's kind of nice to do it over days because it gives each layer time to dry and settle in and stuff. So if you're there, say hi. I'm Janice from Welcome to Shabbalon, and I am live every day for 30 days. This is day 2 of a 30-day marathon. Next color, or next wax, I should say, is the dark wax. It's really black. I don't use the DIY brush for the dark wax because the dark wax makes me nervous. I don't want to put too much on. So I just have this brush I've been using for the dark wax. It seems to be a little bit more wispy. Hi, Melanie. How are you? Nice to see you. Like my Buddha? This is what the Buddha looked like before. I bought him a dark gray, and I turned him into a boho Buddha with DIY paint. And today I'm waxing it, and now I'm doing the dark wax, which makes me nervous. Does it make you nervous? So I'm barely gonna touch it. Boop, barely gonna touch it. You do. Because I can always add more, right? So again, I'm going to start on the hands, the four hands. They seem to be my guinea pig. No, I won't start on hands. I'm going to start on his knee here. So I'm not going to cover the whole entire, oh, thank you for the heart. I'm not going to cover the whole entire thing with the dark wax. I'm just going to focus on the sections where it would be worn, where I've pretty much already distressed. So just to kind of give it, I am going to put some on this gold. You can put the DIY waxes on other paints. But I definitely want to put, maybe I'll start with the, oh, you can't see that. Can you see that? Maybe I'll start with the base. This paint does not need protecting. I'm just putting the black on there to age this base, because the gold is doesn't look like it's been sitting out for a very long time. So I'm just getting my feet wet with the dark wax down here, because I'm not worried about putting it down to where I want it. So just wax the base. And I'm gonna go up to the knees now. I'm gonna put some dark wax on the knees. Good morning, Chasing Sunshine, Veronica. Veronica, meet Melanie. Melanie is Art by Melanie. I don't know if you know her already. And Veronica is Chasing Sunshine by Veronica. And Veronica is going to DIY boot camp this weekend in California. So a little jealous. That's okay. I decided to wax. Yesterday I was saying I was not going to wax this Buddha. I was just going to put a poly on him because he's going to be outside. But I really felt like he needed some more antiquing. So I am I actually am covering pretty much the whole thing, aren't I? I'm putting a very, very light coat of this dark wax all over the place. And then I will buff it off. If you have any questions on the DIY waxes or DIY paint, let me know. I am doing the whole Buddha. That's what happens. I start off being really timid with the dark wax, and then I always end up going nuts with it. I haven't put on his face yet, though. I'm a little nervous about his face. So. This food is getting quite the makeover. You can see it's a lot of wax I put there. But I'll be wiping it off. Just like I did the clear wax. So it'll be a little less. And I'm so excited to put the white wax over this dark wax to see what happens. Too much. I have to stop being so aggressive. I'm putting the paintbrush in. I'm going, like, no, don't do that with wax. You don't want it too much, like I said. You can always add more. I mean, when I wipe this off, it's not going to all wipe off. So I have to, I'd rather put a little bit on and add more if I need to. So it's a quick process. And this is a small piece, basically, when you consider it's not a piece of furniture. It was taking me as long, but it's not a piece of furniture. I have so many unfinished pieces of furniture in my store, you guys. I really need to finish some. So I will be finishing some live. Okay, so now I'm gonna go. What did I do this? Now I'm going to do his face. I love his face. Absolutely love his face. I love it right now. But he's not gonna look like this when I'm done. Okay, so see his face. So that's already, that darkness is already, you can tell it's already getting lighter. It's already being absorbed. All right, his face isn't gonna look like this anymore now. So, all right, here goes. I'm not gonna put any more on my brush. See if I have enough. I don't have to put it all over his whole face. I mean, I can just put it where I want it. But for some reason, I end up just doing the whole thing. I want a little bit more, let's see. This is going to be a focal point. His face, I would imagine, would be a focal point. So I want in his eyes, on his cheekbones, under his neck, because there would be a shadow there. Ears. I did do the whole thing. That's terrible. I'm just was gonna ask, did I do the whole Boda with the black? God, get old. I don't remember anything. All right, so under his nose, okay. I love him so much, you guys. I do. I was gonna do the other Buddhas, not, this is my Boho Buddha. I was gonna do the other Buddhas with, not a Boho Buddha. I was gonna do the Emerald Buddha. This one's gonna be the Emerald Buddha, which is just gonna be Monet's Garden, dark wax, and gold. And then the other one I was going to do was going to be the vintage Buddha or the shabby Buddha, which I'm going to paint all white and then just highly distress it and add some dark wax. So this is the only one that is multicolored. Now, see how these corners right here are really bright? They need to have more wax in them because that's where you would have shadows. So I'm going to really get in there and put a lot of wax under the sleeves. That's what I like about this brush because it kind of gets into the places. Like these are they're kind of hard and probably would get in there, but I don't know. For some reason with the dark wax, I like a softer brush. All right, I think I'm done. Done with the dark. I have to stop before I overdo. And then now I got a bucket. I'll wipe it down with my lint-free cloth. That's what you use. And I'm just gonna wipe the whole Buddha down again. It will remove some of the dark wax. And it'll also get the shine will come back. The shine is really shine is amazing. What's happening? Let me know in the comments whether you're here on the replay or hear from me live. Let me know what a good time is for you to catch the live if you want to catch a live. And also, what you think about the Emerald Buddha and the Vintage Buddha. Or do you think I should make more Boho Buddhas? Boho Buddhas are a little bit more extensive, you know, time consuming, and I really want to put flowers on one of them. I was talking to someone today who was an actual Buddhist. She practices Buddhism, and she owns Crystal Healing Arts at the village here, and she has beautiful crystals, and she's actually been using some. She's been purchasing a lot of DIY paint. She's been using the IOD molds to enhance her art, which is a lot of mysticism, like fairies and things like that. And I have to post a picture of her latest creation. It's beautiful. She used the wings and feathers mold on it and the trimmings mold, and it's used in such a different way that I've never seen before, being on that you know, a different kind of art that we're used to seeing. So I'm just wiping back the dark wax. And I'm going to put on, I don't know if I want to put big wax. Oh, can you see the difference between how he was before the waxes? I took a picture of him before I did the waxes, so we'll be able to see the difference. But definitely more shine and more depth and texture to this. Every layer adds more and more interest and excitement to your work. Nice. I think that's good on the front. I'm going to do the back. Randy's going to polyurethane this so that the color, everything will, because it's going to go outside. So we want to give it more protection. If it were going to be inside, I wouldn't have to do that. But because it's going to be outside, all of the aging, basically fake. All of the aging I did with paint. Cool. And I'm also thinking, if you guys are interested, for you local people, I'm thinking about purchasing a bunch more of these Buddhas and having a class. If you guys are interested in painting your own Buddha, I'm definitely interested in teaching that. Now the dark paint, you can see how adding the dark paint looks like it was distressed more than I actually did. So it kind of, I'm doing a lot of buffing because I'm enjoying seeing the shine come through. Almost done now, and then we'll be on to the white wax. You can fast forward through this if you want, if you're on the replay. Yeah. All right, so. So now I'm going to say the same thing that I said with the dark wax. I'm not going to put on a ton of white wax. I said that about the dark wax, and I put a 10 on. So okay, now after the dark wax, I can see the wax settle into some of the spaces. I have it on the base. It darkened up some of the colors a little bit. Okay, so now, last one, and this Buddha is going to be done, you guys. I never think that yesterday, but it's definitely true today. I want to keep them, but I'm going to put them for sale in my store just to see. Somebody buys it, I'll have to make another one. White wax. This is my white wax brush. Now, what white wax does is, now how the dark wax deepens the color, darkens, adds darkness, the white obviously is going to tone down. So I'm not sure how I want to work this. So I've got a little bit of white wax. I'm going to take some more. It definitely goes a long way. I'm going to start on the 057, I think. See what just happened? See that? That's the white wax. So I'm going to buff that in though a little bit more. Uh-oh, putting it all over the place now. Here I go. I can't help it. Okay, so see how it changed the color? I don't know how I am about that. So I'm going to keep buffing so that I even took it off my brush, but I'm going to keep moving it around so that it doesn't tone things down too much. I've got my lint-free cloth, so see here, I'm going to wipe it away. Yeah. So now it's just a little bit of a softer color. It's actually really pretty. So can you see the difference between the two sides? That's with the white wax, and that's without the white wax. So see how it softened it? See that shine? Shine is incredible on this wax. Showing up really, really well on this Buddha. I am wiping it because I don't want too much white wax. But I will put it over the whole thing. I had a little bit too much on my brush at that point, so that's why I really had to wipe it. But now I just have a little bit of white wax. So you'll see some of the white settles into the deeper, the crevices. This white wax all over the Buddha. Uh, I just love what it does. And then I'm always nervous the first one or two times. Yeah. But then one or two passes wax, and then I just get really comfortable. And then you're putting on. And the gold is getting really toned down, which I think is good because when it was so bright and the paint didn't have the wax on it, it looks more not real, like not authentic. And I think the wax is kind of really make everything look a little bit more authentic. I love the black where I put the black in for the shadows. Really, really like that. Whether you use the weathered wood like I thought I had, but I didn't have the weathered wood. I had the black velvet, but especially now with the wax, more subtle. Subtlety is a good word. It adds the wax adds subtlety to your piece. Okay, guys, how long has it been? Oh, 45 minutes. Hi, hon. Sorry, I can't watch. I'm jumping the Boda. It's good looking. Thank you. We're all done, Randy. Just did all the waxes. Now I'm just going to buff it with my cloth. And you're jumping again, huh? And I'm going to just buff off some of this white wax that I just put on. And then it's done. Now we'll take some pictures. See what it looks like before and after. And I might do I might take clips of these lives and turn them into a YouTube video. And haven't done so YouTube. If you guys want to pop on over to my YouTube channel, subscribe, watch some videos. That would help me out a lot. I haven't been posting too many lately because opening the store was taking a lot of my time, but I really, really would like to get back to it. Okay, guys, so basically I'm just doing more of the same. So, Boho Buddha in the books. YouTube video and the poly that Randy's going to do, then he'll really be in the books. So let me know what you think. I would love to hear your thoughts. I would love to see if you guys let me know, should I make another Boho Buddha or should I make the Emeralds Buddha and the Vintage Buddha that I was talking about earlier. I could do this waxing forever. I have to stop. Okay. I don't think you could buff the wax too much. There we go. So here it is, the completed Boho Buddha. Back, remember, we had to improvise because there was not as much detail from it. I didn't know where to follow these lines, so I just kind of made them up. See how the hair is just subtle. You can see some Monet's Garden left in the hair from the very first coat, which was the Monet's Garden. And then the brighter gold around the face is in higher contrast. And that's it. That's him, you guys. So I hope you like him. I hope you enjoyed the process. And tomorrow will be day 3 of my 30-day live. I hope you can join me. I don't know. It won't be in the afternoon. I'll do that later in the day. Okay. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.